One's media, hashtag TL media, hashtag TL podcast, hashtag too many hashtags. Ooh, stuttered. Too many hashtags keep hashtagging out. Look here, I normally don't freeze up on this intro, but see, when you have a star in the building, sometimes you just get a little shaken. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just get a little frozen. I'm just saying, today in the building. Also, let me give y'all some context. We are in LA still. Yes. We know we out here in the valley. I'm learning there's so many parts of LA. It's too many parts out here.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm still learning.
It's too many parts.
I'm still learning.
But guess what, though? It's all good.
You're right.
It's all good. We're out here. We're getting some work in. We're talking to some amazing people. And the person I'm talking to today is coming from the hometown, Houston, Texas.
Oh, yeah, H is up.
You know what I'm saying? We actually went to the same university, you know what I'm saying? But besides those little accolades on how I know her, she's out here doing her thing, Lizzo, we skipping little, we going straight to rehearsals, you know what I'm saying? We touring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We getting the name out there. We going crazy on TikTok. We going crazy on IG. We doing our thing out here. Look, people coming up to me saying, how do you know her? How you do this? How do you know her? She's such an inspiration. I'm a big fan. You got a more of an audience than I think you even know that you had. That's crazy. They be hitting my line, letting me know.
Crazy.
And she took her time out today, sat with me, and we just gonna have a cool, casual conversation, like I said.
Yeah, it's like the old days.
Just like the old days.
Like the old days.
Instead of, we gotta semi-watch what we say because we got mics and
Dang,
cameras.
you mean we gotta censor just a little bit?
Not too much. We can cut some shit.
I guess I can. I guess I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cryssie in the building. How's it going?
Hi.
What's popping? First of all, high five.
Man, listen, we here.
We here.
We're here.
Different state.
Happy to be here.
Appreciate that. I think what the fans really want to know about you, of course, we see the end result right now, what you got going on, touring with Lizzo.
Yeah.
Amazon show. But there's a process before you even get there. I'm going to start on the dancing side just because that's what we see you doing right now, but I know you do so much more. How did you get your love for dancing?
Since I can remember, it's always been, dance has always been a part of my life. I started in church at a young age. I was 9 or 10, I would say. I was praise dancing in church. And then as the years progressed on, I started just falling in love with it. I did the step team when I was in church. We would do hip hop routines. So that's kind of how I got some of my training. And then on from there, whenever I went to school, and I went to 3 different high schools. But my last high school that I went to, shout out Clown Forest High School, KF, yep. I joined drill team, and that's kind of where I got a majority of my training as a dancer. So contemporary, modern, hip hop, just all the different styles. We did ballet. So I was able to kind of dip my toes in those different styles. Because of course I didn't grow up in a studio setting. So the fact that I was able to experience those different settings and the different styles, it's a blessing, because all of those things that I did experience, it made me into the dancer that I am today. And so I've just held that on through the years, and I've just been trying to build on top of that ever since. So
see, that's amazing, because it gives the context to the people, where the dancing, started to, especially in the church. Let the Lord use you. Hey, man.
Let them use you.
Oh, stop this.
Robo. I feel his glory coming down. Do you feel it?
Melodies of heaven.
Ha! Rain down
on me.
Listen, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Right, someone gonna get
See, we're already acting up.
See, we're gonna have a praise
rain.
break. Rain down.
Come on.
On my.
Let it. Come on. Let them use you.
See, I see where this interview's gonna go.
God is good. God
all
is
the
good.
time.
And all the time?
God is good.
Woo!
See, all right.
Okay, sorry.
Nah, so we go from there, and then we get to college. You know what I'm saying? We get to. I know you was dancing at the university, doing your thing, stuff like that. But how did we? I feel like we have to actually skip to. How did we get to LA?
How did we get to LA? That is the $1 million question.
Facts. How do we get out here? Because I just remember up in one day you just.
Yeah, I dipped.
You dipped.
I literally up and dipped.
Yeah.
To make the story concise, we all know that I was a part of, the Amazon show and everything. But of course, there's a process that happens before. So I had friends send me all these different like links and things like that. They're like, girl, you need to submit, you need to submit, you need to submit. I'm like, what is this? So it was a link of like a submission to and at the time we didn't know what the show was, but it was basically like, oh, Lizzo's looking for plus size dancers and models. I'm like, this ain't legitimate. But then like my friend started sending me like her Instagram post. She was all like, I'm looking for where the big girls at. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, okay, so she's backing it up, so it is legit. So I was like, well, maybe it's a sign like to just go ahead and take the leap of faith and at least submit, because at the end of the day I don't have anything to lose. Like the worst that can happen is I don't hear anything. So I did a submission and I showed my best friend, shout out to Vondi. I showed my best friend the video and he was like, you got it. You got it. I was like, you're saying that because you're my best friend. But anyways, long story short, I submitted it. I got my first call back in April of last year. That was April 2021. And then I went through a long casting process. Just a lot of like Zoom calls, a lot of phone interviews, a lot of submitting pictures and videos of myself, a lot of dance footage of stuff that I had like in the archives. So yeah, it was like literally like a 4 or 5 month process of me just doing like the whole back and forth thing. But around like June or July-ish, I still hadn't got the call that I had got the job, but something just told me to just pack up my things. It's like this drag along, this back and forth thing is happening for a reason. And even though you don't know like what's gonna happen or if you're gonna get the job, like just pack up your things and just be prepared. So I start packing up my apartment before I even get the news. Last week of July of last year, they set up a final Zoom interview and they're like, hey, like, we're so sorry. We just need to get like a few more things from you, da da da. So we set up the Zoom interview. I actually was in New Orleans for a family reunion. We had to go back early so I could get all my stuff together and everything. And that's when I had got the call that I made it to the show. So yeah, so even with that though, I was only a finalist, right? Out of 70,000 applicants, God damn. Yeah, it was a lot of people. Damn. It was a lot of people that submitted. It was 70,000 applicants. They picked 13 finalists that they wanted to bring to LA. And with that being said, at that point, I still didn't know like what was going to happen with the show. Like I could easily keep my apartment back home, go and film the show and come back, but something just told me to go ahead and move anyway. So packed up all my things, went out there to the show only to find out that there was 13 finalists, but there was only 10 spots on the show. So it's like, dang, I just packed up my entire apartment and you mean to tell me I could possibly do all of this and get sent home? Like, right. What? So at that point, I'm in fight mode. Like I'm out here now. Like there's no option to go home. Like I need to give it everything that I got. So, we filmed day one. We actually meet Lizzo. We didn't even know that we were going to be meeting her. We thought we were going to be dancing for some producers. And so I danced for her. And then later on that day, she basically tells us, and for those of you who haven't watched the show, you should go watch it. You'll see all of it play out.
Fire.
Thank you. But yeah, she basically told us, y'all are going to have to battle for y'all spot in the house. And I was like, okay, say less. So day 2 comes. It's battle time. We learned some choreography the night before that we had to perfect. And yeah, I basically battled it out. She sent 2 girls home and she calls my name next after she sent 2 of the girls home. I'm like, bro, I'm not finna be the third girl. I can't be the third girl. Like, what is happening right now? So she's like, step forward. Oh my God. It's like PTSD.
But see, the people got to hear this because a lot of people don't know the process of how this
of how it went. You're right. Okay. So she's like, Crystal, step forward. She's like, you're such a star. You have the sky as a limit. So unfortunately, you won't be moving into the house. When I tell you, my heart literally sunk. It's like everything around me just like blacked out. Like I couldn't even process the emotions that I was feeling in that moment. And all I remember her hearing in that moment was like, psych, bitch, you staying in LA, da, da, da. And I like go crazy because I'm like, I thought you were like sending me home.
Right, like you just played with me like this. Like I'd have been.
Exactly.
Well, you can't do it out loud, but
no, exactly.
internal.
Yes. No, I was crying externally. Like it wasn't no internal. Like my emotions definitely played out. It was just a roller coaster of emotions, and at that time, in my mind, I was under the assumption that, you know, they were gonna use that as a, you know, like whenever they make it seem like you're going home, like them little plot twists. But I thought I was still gonna be going to the house. Come to find out, no, she sent me straight to rehearsals from that day. Like, she said, forget the process of the different challenges in the house. Like, I want you to be one of my dancers. And, like, that to me is just a testimony to the fact that, like, whenever you move out on faith, and, like, to this day, I always think, like, if I hadn't took that leap of faith, if I had just played it safe, like, I don't know how that whole situation would have played out. So it's, like, such a blessing to even be in this position, because had I not just took that initial step, it's like, I don't know, like, where I would be. You know what I mean?
Right. And sometimes, like you say, you just got to take that initial leap, you know, and that jump. And sometimes a little bit of glory. It's a little bit of opportunity. You know, like she said, you have a very much star energy. You know, we've been peeping this, you know, since college. You know what I'm saying? What do people say nowadays? Main character energy?
Oh, it gets that?
You see? And so pretty much, though, like she saw that, and she, bless you, hey, come on. You going to the rehearsals, you know what I'm saying? And then I know that had to feel real good, because that was a star moment on the show.
It did. It was.
It was. That's one of the
People
biggest.
People are always like, you know, you was that one girl. And I'm like, yeah, that's me.
See? And how's the touring been so far?
So I'm actually we're preparing for tour right now. So this is my very first tour ever. Oh, I'm so excited. Everything that's happened up until now has been like, well, we did a festival tour last year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all did shows before. It might have been the tour, but I know y'all done shows. How were those?
Those were really fun. I remember my very, very first show that I did with them. It was like so surreal, like just seeing all the people, and like, you know, you go to shows and you see people perform, but I feel like the person that she is and what she stands for is so much deeper than a woman that can sing or a woman that can dance. She's inspiring people. And so at the end of the day, that's all I want to do. So the fact that I'm able to do it in that magnitude behind somebody like that, like, that's a blessing. And
what she's doing is like breaking the mold, because you know there's a stigma out there that a lot of people don't want to talk about. It went from at first with race, and then now it's going to, like, you know, body shaming. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to lead roles, dancers that go to talent. It's such people try to go for a certain image and a certain fixing, and she kind of broke that mold with this show. Sure. So make sure y'all go watch. Make sure y'all go look for Lizzo. So watch out for the big girls on Amazon right now. Just go ahead, stream that one time.
Yeah.
But see, come
plug it.
Got to. But that I've noticed that, I was like, bro, that's creative, and that's crazy, because for your tour, it's everything that you embody as a person. That's everything she's been pushing for out there, from photos to photo shoots to imagery to her interviews and her message. That's what she pushes, and that's a big thing. And guess what? You are part of that now. You're a big part of that, a star of that. You know? And so what people need to know, you've already kind of went through it, but you know, I got to ask this question. I ask everybody on the show this question. And, you know, do not look at my hoodie because it's a little biased. But this journey you've been on from the H to LA, you know what I'm saying? And it's just getting started. It's just getting started. But I know we got a lot of destinations we're trying to get to. Which one do you think is more important to you? Is it that journey that's gotten you here? Or is it those destinations where you're trying to go to?
Man, that... Oh, I honestly, how do I answer that? I definitely have to say it's the destination for sure. Just because I can't say the journey because I'm still on it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know where it is that I'm going at this point. Like, I don't want to say I had my life planned out, but I had an idea of how I wanted things to play out, and God was like, this is not what I have for you. I have so much more for you. So it's like the fact that I don't even know what my destination is, but the journey that I'm on right now, like it's I know the destination is gonna be fire.
And in the words of Cryssie, would you say it's a giving?
It's definitely giving.
I need to go throw away this mic at this point. Drops mic.
But not literally, because these are expensive.
Facts. We kind of need these. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But nah, great answer. I see why you said that. You know what I'm saying? 2022 still going. How excited are you for this real tour? Now, you did the little light festival tour, but how excited are you for the real tour? I will be at the show in October.
Period.
I'll be at the show in the H.
Okay.
I'll be there supporting.
Looking forward to seeing you.
There we go. But how are you feeling about it?
I feel like I'm still kind of like in a ball of emotion. Right now we're in like that rehearsal stage or whatever, getting everything together. And like I said, this is my first tour. I've never been on the road like this ever. Like we're gonna be gone from September to November. I'm just really looking forward to it. All the different, because you know we're gonna be in different states and things like that. So just experiencing the different energies from the different crowds and different states. Like I'm definitely looking forward to that. And also just building like that bond with my sisters as well. Like even though we're co-workers and we're on a dance job together, like I said, at the end of the day, it's so much bigger than us being on stage dancing. Like we have a legitimate bond as sisters, and I'm just looking forward to building that bond with them and just us growing together as not only dancers but as sisters as well. Lizzo, Tanisha Scott, one of the creative directors and choreographers, Mel Charlot, the assistant choreographer, and just like all the dancers and the whole crew, the band, like everybody. So I'm looking forward to just us, you know, experiencing that amazing time just as one big happy family.
Ball of excitement right now.
Yes.
A big old ball of excitement.
I'm lit.
See? Man, I appreciate you for taking the time out to come talk to me. First of all, we kicked it yesterday.
You did.
We talked.
Had to.
You know what I'm saying? Just chop it up, catch up. But nah, I really do appreciate you, coming out.
Of course.
Talking with us, talking with the TO Nation. But for the people who don't know who Cryssie is, the one and only, look into this camera. We're not even this one. Look into that one.
This one.
And let them know your social medias and where they can follow you.
Hey guys, what's poppin'? It's your girl Cryssie D, aka Cryssie the Stallion. You can find me on Instagram at Cryssie Denise. You can find me on Twitter at Cryssie Denise _. And you can find me on TikTok at Cryssie Denise. And if you can't spell that, it is CrysSieDenise.
Back to you, chick. But your local
Back
news.
to you, Don.
And so if y'all already go follow Crystal, God dang.
It's okay. It's because we go
do.
back. It's because we go back. Can I
Cryssie.
call you Justin now?
Yes, you can. Go ahead. At this point, we just chopping it up now. But make sure y'all go follow me at King_Jayshep, JAYSHEP. Make sure we run them numbers up. We need them numbers to go up, never down. Make sure y'all following us on TalentedOnes at _TalentedOnes _ on IG and TikTok. We need those numbers to run up as well. Can't forget the Bird app at Talented_ones on Twitter as well. I'm not saying for the birds, but it is the Bird app. Make sure y'all go follow us on there as well. It's so much we got in store, so much Cryssie got in store. We just up here out in LA having a good time. We lit, she lit. And this is your favorite talk show. Who else out the H is doing it like this out here in a different city?
Nobody.
And on that, we go.
Deuces. That was good.